Alright, so I think everybody has dreamed of being the guy that gets to post to Wall Street Bets talking about how he turned $900 into 50 grand in like 4 days. But those people are very few and far between. So today I decided to compile some of my favorite Wall Street Bets trades that I've been able to find and show you guys a couple people that beat the odds and managed to just have some of the most nutty, weird, insane gains of all time. So let's go. Before we really get into it, I need to make it clear that absolutely none of this is financial advice. For every person that made a bunch of money on Wall Street Bets, there's people that lost a bunch of money. I'm going to be making a video about that next. So, this is not financial advice. This is purely entertainment because I feel like the subreddit itself is entertaining. Don't do anything that I said in this video. It's not advice, it's entertainment. All right, so the first person that we're going to be talking about today is the user World Chaos, who 6 years ago ended up posting this post called Yo Low 900 to 55k in 12 days. Obviously, those returns are pretty impressive. If you're able to turn 900 into 55 grand, you're doing pretty well for yourself. And the way that he was able to do it was with a series of SPY puts. For those of you that don't know what SPY is, it's the S&P 500 index, which is basically tracks the average of the 500 biggest companies in America. And puts is a form of options, which, is it's basically a form of gambling, right? A little bit more educated gambling, where you're kind of forecasting how much you think the stock price is going to go up or down with like a multiple on it. Basically, if you have an options contract, it's worth 100 shares instead of 1 shares, right? And so he just made a ginormous bet that the S&P 500 average was going to go down, and because he used options, the bet had like a multiplied payout, so if it went down, a little bit, he was going to make a lot of money. Ended up working out for him. I mean, he said it took him 12 days to turn $900 into 55 grand, and in this screenshot alone, his day change is 28 grand or 101%. So obviously that's a pretty impressive trade, and what's really crazy about this is like it took place in 2016, how cheap SPY was. As you could tell from that first screenshot, I think SPY was somewhere around like $180, and now if you take a look at SPY, it's about $466 a share. And he didn't really own any of the shares. That's not really how options work. That being said, I do think it just goes to show the time value of money. This guy made an insane amount of money off of puts, and that's crazy good for him. But even in 2016, SPY was literally half of what it is now, I just thought that was pretty cool to see. But regardless, congratulations to this guy for managing to turn 900 buckaroonies into 55 grand. Not too shabby at all. Kind of a bit of a legend around there. All right, the next person, definitely, no insults to World Chaos, puts the amount of money made to shame at only 55,000. This guy, user DannyZ7365, ended up posting 2 years ago that he had retired at 21 with Tesla puts. And the screenshot itself shows his investing portfolio up 435% or $646,296. Obviously, since then, Tesla has gone on a run. Puts on Tesla would have shredded you last year, but Danny somehow managed to time it. Get a pretty sizable return there. Cool 800,000. Honestly, if you're at the point where you've got 800,000 invested at 21, you basically just have to sit back and relax, and everything will take care of itself. So yeah, retired at 21. Good for Danny over here. I will say Tesla puts were a dangerous game to play. Very lucky that he ended up making a sizable return on that. If you want to know just how dangerous Tesla puts were at one point, like if you stayed in them too long, there was actually, a situation where somebody made like a huge bet that Tesla was going to go down and almost went bankrupt. So all in all, the fact that Danny was able to pull off a strat that made 400% putting Tesla stock when a bunch of hedge funds got burned makes him an absolute legend on Wall Street Bets. No way around that. Risky game, but sometimes the risk pays off. It is what it is. All right, next up we have basically the youngest you could be to show up on Wall Street Bets. An 18-year-old that somehow managed to turn $800 into $115,000. The user SnakePerson123 2 years ago ended up posting this with a screenshot of their investment. And as you can tell, it just went absolutely bonkers. The overall return was 62,329%. Absolutely insane. In fact, what's really nuts about this, I don't know if you see this on the total, the overall gain was 115,932. The value's 115,746. So either he took $200 out, or at some point this leveraged position had like gone negative, which to me is absolutely insane. Either way, like those types of percentages are almost unheard of. Like anything over 1,000% is considered incredible. So quick little light flex to be 18 and turning $800 into 115 grand in 2 months, 62,000% return. To put that in perspective, the S&P 500 after inflation, all that good stuff is factored out, I think is averaging around 7%. So if you manage to do 10% a year, you're doing pretty well for yourself. Doing 62,000% in 2 months is unheard of. That being said, obviously this isn't something that's very easy to replicate over and over again. This is obviously going to be the best trade of this dude's life by far. Unless this guy has the luck of like winning the lottery 87 times, I'm not really sure how you can repeat a 62,000% gainer unless you've just absolutely got this finance thing down. Like if you're, who's the guy that predicted all the future stuff, Nostradamus of picking stocks, then you might be able to pull it off. But overall, this guy's a legend for doing it. And, quick little way to start being an adult, little 115 grand in the bank, not too shabby. And the last one, which, percentage-wise isn't as nuts, but is still definitely up there as one of the most legendary WallStreetBets trades of all time, is a 3-year-old trade posted by user Young Billionaire. They're still a couple commas away from billionaire, but they're on their way. And it says, Facebook put play from yesterday. I'm 20. Is it time to retire? Obviously, similar strategy to the number one, where he put puts on Facebook stock. So if the stock went down, he would make a lot of money. Apparently, Facebook was not doing too hot at the time, as you can tell from this screenshot, because it ended up going up 1,500% in a day, 1,517% to be specific. A quick little gain of $423,584. Obviously, when something like that happens, you gotta rethink about life a little bit. That's definitely a life-changing chunk of change, hence the should I be retiring question. I don't know the rest of this guy's financial situation. I'm not sure if 450 grand at 20 is enough to retire, but it's definitely a better chunk than most people have got at 20. You know what I mean? A cool little $500,000. What's funny about this is usually people on WallStreetBets who end up getting an insane gain like this, they kind of end up dipping out on their account shortly after. When I was doing research for this video, a lot of the accounts that had insane trades had been deleted. Young Billionaire to this day is still posting, just an absolute G, and probably still somewhere out there putting puts on companies, making a couple $1,000%. All in all, you do have to remember a lot of the strategies that people use on WallStreetBets are insanely risky. Sure, there's a lot of research you can do to make your bet be better than just straight up gambling. But, at a certain point, you got to remember that 62,000% gains are definitely outliers in the situation. These people are very fortunate. They definitely know a lot about the stock market. I'm not saying that they are stupid by any means. But if your financial plan is to just scroll through WallStreetBets and copy whatever you see and expect to make 80,000%, you're gonna have yourself a rough time. All in all, though, I just felt like it would be a pretty fun video to compile some of the most legendary WallStreetBets trades that I could find. So if you enjoyed the video and liked the information, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I post stuff like this or like stock market news updates every day, so if that's your cup of tea, definitely subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss another video. If you want to be an absolute G, I will put a link to the intro song down below if you want to check it out, or you could check out the link to my podcast, the Cast, which is also down there. And if you want to be the biggest G, then you could go on over to the G Fuel website. They make the best energy drink for gamers, and if you get yourself some and use code SCRUBBY at the checkout, you'll get a discount. It'll help me out. Literally everyone's a winner. And the last link that you're gonna find down there in the description is a link to the merch store. Obviously, I would not mind if you guys went over there and picked out a t-shirt, not to be biased or anything, but I do think it is actually the coolest merch to ever exist. So like I said, said, that's the last link down there. Be sure to go check it out. On that note, guys, I'm going to go read some more Wall Street Bets. I've been on a rabbit hole recently. If anyone needs me, I'll be putting puts on every stock known to man. That's a joke, obviously. Keep in mind, none of this was financial advice. It's all for entertainment. But on that note, guys, that'll really do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And hopefully, I will see each and every single one of you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.